Hello, YouTube. This is Ryan, aka the Habitual Line Stepper, back at you with another video. I hope that you are well. Peace over everything. Speaking on peace, a lot of things are happening in today's world. A lot of people are being laid off, more layoffs to come, a lot of uncertainty as far as people's, government benefits. It's going to be and just life in general, a lot of uncertainty that people are dealing with. A lot of people are scared. A lot of people are confused. A lot of people are angry. When it comes to maintaining your peace, because I'm a firm believer, if you have done the work and created a environment where, despite what is going on in the world, you still are at peace. There was a time in my life that, what's going on now and what's been going on. I mean, this is just the newest thing in terms of what people are dealing with. But just in life in general, when I was a younger person, what a lot of things would stress me out. I'd be really upset because I did not have my house in order. You know, I was in disarray. I wasn't established in anything. I didn't have anything built, so I was not at peace. I was really, like I said, it was really chaotic. But now, what life throws at me or what's happening around me does not disturb my level of peace. I am honestly at peace because I did the work. I saw where I was lacking at, and I actively I built upon those weaknesses. I made those weaknesses stronger. Because what's going on, there's a lot of stuff that's going to be beyond your control. You control what you control. But the things that are beyond you, hopefully the things that you have gotten control of and you've managed well, you've handled well, will help buffer against what is going on outside of yourself. Because it's going to happen. Like I said, just speaking on the federal workers alone and dealing with what they're dealing with. If you go on social media, you'll find that a lot of people, they're upset. Some people are even crying because what's going on to them personally as an effect of them, losing their jobs. A lot of people worried about their mortgages. A lot of people worried about their paying their rent. Some people have children, so they're worried about childcare, food, the price of eggs, all these things. Adding to their stress. Adding to you know their anxiety, and it's valid. Because whenever you have issues, major issues that impact your life, yes, you're going to have anxiety. You're going to be upset. You're going to be angry and confused. My thing is when you have put certain things in place, certain controls in place, you should be able to handle or still be able to be at peace regardless of what's going on because you did the work. Is it still, the environment still bad? Is the situation still bad? Yes, absolutely. But it shouldn't be enough to put you at disarray. You should be at peace. You should be, okay, this too shall pass. I'm going to get through this. At minimum, I'm not going to suffer greater than anyone else. At minimum, it's going to take a lot for them to get to me, is what I'm saying. Because you have built so much up over the years. And my biggest issue with people is that they wait for things to get bad. And when things are already bad, I don't want to say it's too late, to start working on yourself, but it's to your advantage to start working on yourself early. Because when things get to the point where it's bad, it's like bad just keeps compounding and keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And here you are in the middle of this trying to build yourself up, and it's like, it's a harder battle. It's like, if you know that you, for instance, and I don't mean to, make the federal workers or anybody who's been laid off from these companies, as examples, but you know that there's uncertainty. Every job I've ever had, there's always the risk of, you losing your job. That's everywhere. Nothing's guaranteed, not that I'm aware of. I have never signed a long-term contract or a lifetime contract to any job. They never even offered it. So I have in the back of my mind that this thing could be over today. It's just it's just reality of life when it comes to work life. So it was in my best interest for me to be able to get myself in order, pay off my debts, save some money, invest some money, just in case something happens like a layoff, job loss, or any of those things. I have something to help me, like I said, buffer against those negative things that are going to happen in life. And you have a lot of people, like I said, right now, they don't know what to do because they're over leveraged. They're living beyond their means. And I don't know what it is with some people, because I know me personally, I'm not going to live beyond my means. I'm going to live below my means because I like to have that space between emergency and my life. And you have people who, they just keep pushing. Even when they see themselves sinking, they will continue to try to push that same lifestyle as if nothing's going on. And it's like you're just sinking yourself and sinking yourself. And so when it comes to navigating through this life, you have to gain the ability to see things coming. And don't think everything's going to be rosy. I don't know how many times I've said this on these videos. I'm not saying don't enjoy your life and not have fun with your life. I'm saying realize that this life thing has an ebb and flow, like an ocean hitting the shore. It's going to be some good times and there's going to be some bad times. Hopefully in this life you have many more good times than bad, but don't mistake that there are going to be some bad times. And you have to protect yourself the best of your ability against those. And sometimes that means being uncomfortable. Sometimes that means delayed gratification. Sometimes it means going without for a period of time until you have built up enough protection where you don't have to worry about things that are going to be coming your way that may impact you in a negative way. Because you have done something to buffer against that. And because I'm going to say this, when bad things come, you don't know how long you're going to be in that storm. You don't. You could be doing everything right and you're still in the middle of that storm. So prepare yourself. Because again, things that are beyond you, you have no control. You have no control. And I'm not a federal worker. And, I've been fortunate where I have not been laid off. But I do know what not having a job is. I do know what a job loss feels like. And it's scary. And when I was younger, I experienced that. It was like, and I've made leaps of faith in my life where I had nothing, but I wanted to take a leap of faith because I was younger. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna do some things. And they panned out for the most part. But it was no less scary because it's like, listen, now you have nothing. I'm jumping basically without a parachute, hoping there's something soft at the bottom. I'm a firm advocate of you should take some risks in this life, and it's going to be scary. But with that being said, I know what it's like to have uncertainty in my life. I know what it's like, and I don't want to go back to that. That's why I worked so hard to build myself to the point where I am now. And I'm not done building because one day I'm going to be a senior citizen. God willing, because that's the goal, is to grow old, with your mind and your body still intact. That's the goal. And I want to be at peace when I'm doing it. So I still got work to do. So I still look for opportunities. I still look to invest. I still save money. I do all these things because I don't want to be an old man struggling. It's one thing to be old and struggling and you did everything you can do and something just happens that's so cataclysmic that it just knocks you out of what you were planning to do. But it's another thing to not have planned and then wind up a poor old person with nothing. I could live with something cataclysmic happening that I had no control over. It would suck. I'm not saying, okay, well, I'll be all right. No, it would suck. But I could live with that as opposed to the former where I didn't do anything to prepare myself. Prepare yourself. Do not think you're going to go through this life and nothing's bad going to ever happen to you. It's not true. And so when things like your health, your finances, your relationships, when your professional career, you have to think worst case scenario. Unfortunately, I'm not saying go around with a cloud over your head, but have a little healthy distrust, of things that are beyond your control that you don't know. Keep that in mind. That things may change. So you're not hit and blindsided and you're unprepared and you create more damage than what you would have had you prepared yourself. You don't get through this life without some level of damage. I'm sorry to tell you. It's the reality. You can have a great life, a happy life. I have a happy life. I have a great life. I wouldn't change my life for anything in the world. But I've taken on damage. Luckily, I have done things where I don't have greater damage than what I could have had. But you're dealing with all kinds of factors that's going on, that's beyond your control, and you cannot navigate through this life without taking on some damage. Your goal is to minimize the damage to the greatest of your ability. That's mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, socially. Minimize your damage. Be your best protector, because no one else is going to do it. And so when uncertain times come around, which they will, such as this, you are going to be ready and prepared where you can sleep well at night, where you don't have the stress. While everybody else is stressed and tossing and turning in bed, you will be able to sleep well at night knowing you did everything you could possibly do, and whatever happens at this point because you've done everything that you possibly can do. You are at peace. When I say peace over everything, I mean over everything. Over every trauma, over every job loss, over every relationship that didn't work out, over everything. Your peace is priority. So you build that. You just don't walk into peace. You create peace. Peace isn't given. Peace is taken. Peace is created by you, not somebody outside of you. So with that being said, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself for peace in times of uncertainty, with times where everybody else was running around, with anxiety and, crazed because things are out of their control and they didn't prepare themselves. And so they feel hopeless. So anyway, guys, I know this is a little heavy, but I think it's needed. Work on yourself. Create the life that you want, but keep your mind and your eyes open for things that are uncertain. Peace over everything. If you got anything from this video, please like, share, subscribe, comment. I look forward to interacting with you guys. Thank you for choosing to listen to my channel. I know there's literally thousands and thousands of channels you could be listening to. You listen to mine. Thank you very much. This is Ryan, Habitual Line Stepper. Peace over everything. Until next time.